Twilight Town is one of the best worlds inside of Kingdom Hearts. It's mysterious, it's unique, it's such an engaging world that almost feels like a character in the game itself. Twilight Town just has a presence that very few other worlds like Hollow Bastion or Traverse Town can really stand up to. This video we're going to be going over the lore of Twilight Town while also playing through the level. I'm going to take you through every single boss fight, every single encounter. We're also going to get all 11 missable chests inside of Twilight Town during the Roxas story. And then additionally, we're going to follow Sora's story all the way through the tower. And he has 22 chests, so in total we're going to be getting 33 chests in this video. I'm really excited to tackle Twilight Town. It's one of my favorite cities in the Kingdom Hearts series. Day 1 in Twilight Town is the time for basic tutorial. It's going to teach you how to run forward, which you just run forward. The next step is going to teach you how to use reaction commands, so pressing triangle or Y if you're on an Xbox controller or Steam Deck or Switch. And then we're going to be learning to target by targeting a cat, which is left bumper. And I'll just take a moment to say that I think this is an interesting way of presenting these, actions in the game, but I don't enjoy it. I think that in the first game, they did a really good job of having a combat tutorial in the dive with Sora that really taught you how to engage with the game, target, attack, use boxes, stuff like that. And eventually you do get that with Roxas, but they're attempting to do this weird tutorial section where you are engaging with these characters that you really don't know, all for the sake of driving this narrative home that these pictures have been stolen, and all of the pictures are of Roxas. So right here, you're just gonna, I guess it's R1 to target the cat. So after you go through a couple more cutscenes here, we're gonna end up having a couple cutscenes with Seifer, and Seifer's going to challenge us to a battle because we have stolen a picture from him, apparently. And we're going to have a choice of our first weapons in the game, so this can seem like it's an important choice, but it's really not that important. So on the left, you have the magic choice, in the middle, you have the defensive choice, and on the right, you have the strength choice. And whichever one you pick, you just get +1 to that stat for the game. So it's not incredibly important, but strength is, we're going to feel the effect of the strength stat longer than we would feel the magic or the defense. You can't get magic as Roxas, so it's not important. Defense is really, we're on critical mode, the one defense isn't going to do much, but extra strength helps us in fights, a couple hits earlier, and that can be really huge in critical mode. So right here, it's just teaching about our MP bar and stuff, which is funny because we don't have magic. And for Seifer, when he's holding his sword out in front of him, you can just go up and swing at him, and it acts like a parry, and then you could just get a combo in. I like to bait out his other attack, which is where he yells, "Isn't this romantic?" and he kind of flies at you, which you'll see here a little bit. So I start off by doing a couple parries on his sword, and then I'll run away from him and wait for him to do, his "Isn't this romantic?" and I'll bait that attack out, and I'll be far enough away that he won't hit me. And from there, he's just wide open for a combo, run away again, bait the attack. So right here, I bait it, I go back in for a combo, and that's pretty much it. If you wanted to block or parry his flying in attack, you could try. I don't. Immediately after you're done with Seifer, you'll go into a couple of cutscenes, and you're going to end up in the woods, and just run straight to the old mansion. You do not have to follow that little nobody to the mansion. You can just go. Now you're going to talk to this nobody, and it's going to start a fight where you have two choices. To end this fight, you can either try to hit this nobody 10 times, or you can let the nobody put you in critical health. Both will do the exact same thing. I let it put me in critical health, and then Roxas is like, "It's no use," and then he gets a Keyblade, which is dope. So I like to hit the dust nobodies twice, and then reversal, twice, and then reversal. When all this is said and done, we're going to end up back at the usual spot, and we're just going to head back into the alley, and then we're going to go to Market Street. Always grab a skateboard wherever you're traveling. When you get to Market Street, they're all going to talk about how they want to go to the beach and you need to make some money. At this point, you have a couple of choices on what you can do. There are 6 jobs you can do in the city. Most of them give you 50 gold or 50 money if you get a perfect score, and one of them gives you 100. But the absolute fastest game to do by a large margin is this mail delivery game. You deliver 5 pieces of mail. If you do it really fast, you can get it to like 6 or 8 seconds. I normally get around 8. The absolute quickest way to do it is actually to jump from person to person. So you'll notice if you press the react command and then you try to jump, you won't be able to jump for a while. But if you jump, hit the ground, hit the reaction right when you hit the ground, you can jump again immediately. And that's technically the fastest way. It's to go down the hill jumping, jump, jump, jump. And then when you get to the guy, you deliver the mail by jumping, and then you jump to the right to the lady, and then you do the bird last. But I like to do just down the hill to the bird and then over to the lady. It's, you know, 8 seconds. So there are a couple of choices here. You can either get 800, you can get 50 money and then you're done. You can get 800 money and then you get plus 1 AP, or you can get 1200 money and get plus 2 AP. I go for 1200 money to get the 2 AP, and then once we're done, grab a skateboard, head up the hill to the central station, and you're gonna talk to Hayner. And Hayner's going to say, oh, do you have enough money? And you'll say, yeah, I got enough. And by doing that, you've gained 2 AP. Now, we're on critical mode. Right here, Riku steals all your money, which I left in because what the heck, Riku? Now we're on the 3rd day. But basically, those 2 AP aren't super important on critical mode because we get plus 50 AP for just playing on critical mode. And we get a bunch of extra skills. So on day 3, you're going to get a letter to tell you to meet at the station again, and basically they're going to say, we're going to go to the beach. You're not going to the beach, okay? Because what's about to happen is the world's about to freeze, and then all of a sudden something super freaky happens, where Namine just pops out of nowhere, like a crazy person. And then we start chasing Namine through all the things. We find Namine in a hole, we find a bunch of enemies in the woods, and then, you know, we're chased back out to the Sandlot. And the Sandlot, so here, you have to hit this nobody, this dusk, 10 times to trigger the next part. So once you go through the series of chasing Namine out to the woods, being chased back to the Sandlot, now all you got to do is hit this guy 10 times, or try to, you won't be able to. You get thrown on your back, Namine will yell, use the Keyblade, and then you'll get your Keyblade finally. Again, I mean, this happens like 20 times, I swear to God, with Roxas, where he, like, can't hurt enemies. But okay, so now we're going into our dive in the hearts, which is honestly where this game should have started, and I love that stained glass panel right there. So right here, your choices are basically shield, sword, staff. This decides in what way you get your abilities. If you have any question about what you should get, grab the shield, okay? The shield, especially on critical mode, is fantastic. Only grab the sword and shield for like subsequent playthroughs when you really know what's going on. Because you get second chance, you get once more, and you get leaf bracer. You get all these really important defensive abilities earlier with the shield. And in general, the shield just is like a really good first playthrough weapon. And it's the same thing in the first game. But then in subsequent playthroughs, I do like to do other things to try to have like variety and stuff. Like in Kingdom Hearts 1 guide, I used the wand instead of the shield. That was fun. Okay, so here's your first missable chest right here. So go ahead and grab this chest, and you're just going to get a potion. What I'm doing here, I'm stocking all of my items on potions, and I'm turning on all of my abilities except for no experience. So the reason I'm stocking all of my slots with potions, even though I don't have potions, you press triangle to auto stock. And what that does is these nobodies in this next room, I'm just admiring this stained glass. I think it's so beautiful, and you should too. But these nobodies in this next area have a chance of dropping potions. And if I have it stocked on my bar and I have no potions, but then I pick a potion up, it automatically goes into my usable inventory. So that's why I did that right there. So I would automatically get use of those potions. Because we're on critical mode, we got 2 lucky luckies to start. So actually getting potion drops from these dusts is very reasonable. So again, I like to do the 2-hit reversal combo here. I know it's kind of the coward's way, but it saves you so much damage, and wasting potions right now just isn't worth it, especially going into this boss fight. Not that this boss fight necessarily needs potions if you're good at the game, but I'll need a potion. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we got another potion, and you'll see I go to my items to show, hey, I have two potions now that are usable, and that's because I stock them in all of my different slots. So again, I'm really a baby with those dusks. You can skip these dusks if you want to. I just kind of wanted to get like 1 level maybe. If you're speedrunning this, obviously you're way better than I am, so you don't need any advice, but you would just run to the door. I was recently watching the Games Done quick speed run for Kingdom Hearts 2 in 2024, and it was incredible. You should check it out. So basically, you're done with everything, go through the door, and now we're going to trigger our first boss fight. And this first boss fight, really what they were trying to do, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people agree, is establish the importance of reaction commands in this game, right? So this fight basically is almost nothing but reaction commands, like if you want it to be. I'll show you a couple phases where you're just going to go ham on this dude's face, but make sure you hit your reaction commands, and you could just keep hitting that reaction command button if you want to, or you can just wait for it to actually show up and then hit it. I don't care what you do whatever you want. Okay, once he goes falling off the edge, you just have to move a little bit. So you don't have to like run around the arena, but like there's a timer and movement. So right here, I'm just standing there to show you, like, if you don't move, he won't do anything. But you don't have to run across the map or anything. You just move a little bit and then wait, and it'll trigger. So again, more reaction commands, and now the boss is going to be stunned, assuming that you do all the reaction commands appropriately. If you're fast and if you're good, you can get 3 to 4 air combos off on his face here. And if you get 4 off, oh, you'd be doing really good. But like 3 in a hit is fantastic. See, I messed up and didn't jump, and I was just stuck in ground combos, and I only got like 2 combos off. Really, really bad. This is another part when his face is on the ground where you can get a lot of really good hits off on him. Just pay attention to the reaction combo, or the reaction for reversals. That just shoots some stuff at you. It doesn't stun any of the enemies because there are no dust here to stun. And the little guys that are there on the ground are basically just health orbs for you. So, you know, if you need health, kill them. And then, I don't know why I paused there. But if you need health, kill them. And then besides that, just use the 2 potions that you got earlier. And if you're, like, let's say you die here a couple of times, just go grind out some potions on those dusks. And then come back with 3 potions, you know? But basically, you can see I haven't done very many combos on him so far. I've done about 5 or 6 combos on him. And the next reaction command is actually going to end the fight. So if I had gotten in probably 1 more combo on him, I would have already ended this fight. So if you can get those air combos out quickly, this is actually a really, really fast fight. And I just, you know, didn't because I'm bad. But that's the great thing about me making guides, is I'm like, hey, you know, anybody can do it, especially on critical mode. Critical mode really, to some people, seems like this really big and like impassable challenge, but it's really not. It's really just a really fun way to play Kingdom Hearts. So here again, I'm just kind of moving backwards a couple of feet. I moved backwards instantly, so now we're just waiting on the timer. We've got our last reaction commands, and I love how this guy dies here. This is my favorite part right here. He just, boom, hits his face. He's done. So now we're on to the 4th day. We're going to skip through a couple of cutscenes, and we've got struggle. Yeah, let's go struggle. Okay, so first thing you do when you get struggle, go talk to this dude who you're his favorite customer, and you'll listen to the rules. When you're done listening to the rules, go to the referee and say you're ready. We're going up against Hayner first. Struggle works there's a couple things you can do to win. Well, really, there's just 2. You can either get all the orbs, or you can get more orbs than your opponent and wait for the timer to go down. Depends on which one you want to do. Both are perfectly fine. If you just want to grab a couple orbs and sit in a corner, go ahead. I mean, that's what I think. You will see that is how I end this fight, because if you take all of the health from your enemy, they get stunned. But if they take all of your health, you lose, which I think is horrible. Like they specifically say, like, oh, if the enemy lose all their health, they get stunned, but then you will just lose. And to be fair, like, you shouldn't really be losing to these guys. But right here is where I end up taking enough damage to put me into a critical. And I just decide, you know what, I got 7 seconds, I'm going to go sit in a corner. I'm not going to engage him anymore. Because, like, even a tiny little hit, I would die and I'd lose. But besides that, if you want to gain some XP, so right now I'm level 2, I need like 36 more XP or something to level up. If you want to gain more XP at any point during struggle, you could go into the back alley and you can challenge Seifer. So the Seifer fight is going to be exactly the same as it was before. He's going to have his little hand out where you can parry his attack. And then once he gets enough health taken away, he'll start using kind of like, I guess, his desperation move, where it's like, isn't this romantic? Again, you can run away from it or kind of tight quarters here. So I end up blocking it and just going in for a combo. And it does make it quicker to go in for a combo. Most of his attacks are pretty easy blockable. So right there, what happened was I went for a double combo finisher. And just don't go for like a 4-hitter, just go for a 3-hitter. Because often with the 4-hitters, that's when they retaliate and kick you in the face. And you saw that with Hayner, I think. And you'll probably see it with Vivi too. So Vivi is a little bit annoying, but not very difficult. The reason he's a little bit annoying is his attacks are very abrupt and they have a long range, right? That's the only reason he's a little bit annoying. His stick grows so dramatically and he moves rather quickly and abruptly. You know, he'll be walking around really doing nothing for a while, just like kind of staring at nothing. And then he'll just like pull out like a attack that goes across the entire arena and just like, you know, hits hard. And it's huge. So anyways, the main key here is, you know, try to block some of his attacks, get in there and do a combo, and then just move away from him to see what his next attack is. If you stand too close to him, like his attacks really just come out of nowhere and just like, it's really not worth standing super close to Vivi. So I stunned him right there. That gives me a chance to go collect all the balls. And I'm very sad with myself for getting 198 out of 100, out of 200. So, okay. Once you're done with this fight, we're going to go into our next little fun cutscene where Axel, our boy, comes out. And I think everybody, who doesn't love Axel? Who? Show me the person that doesn't love Axel. So, Vivi turns out to actually be a Dusk, which is super cool. Kind of fun. So what's happening right here is obviously everybody knows this is a computer simulation, and the Nobodies are basically like computer viruses infecting this computer simulation. So finally, we don't have to wait 10 years to get a Keyblade. We have a Keyblade to start. We're going to take out these 4 Dusks, and then we're going to fight Axel. Oh, we're taking out 3 Dusks. Oh my god. So stupid. So right there, I blocked a little bit early, and that's why I like using reversal on these guys. Their moves are so telegraphed, and I still never block at the right time. I don't know. I still never block at the right time for their attack. I always think it's coming sooner than it is. Okay, Axel is pretty easy, but he does have some attacks that can devastate you and kill you pretty quickly. Air combos are fantastic against Axel, and that is probably his deadliest attack in this fight, where he swings around behind you and then shoots you with a bunch of fire. So right here, what I'm doing is I actually had him stun locked in the corner with a 2-hitter, and then I did a combo finisher, which took him out of the stun lock. So right here, you can see that I've just got him locked in. 2-hit, 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 and you keep doing that, you can get a nice little chain off on him before he's able to recover. Besides that, just like keep wailing at him, stay close to him, block if you need to, but in general, Axel's one of those people that really parrying is king. Immediately out of the Axel fight, you'll be able to save and then start the Setzer match. Setzer is, you know, the champion, so this is the title match. You have one of two choices here. Setzer's asked you to throw the match, so you can throw the match and you'll get a medal, or you can win the match and you'll get the champion belt. The medal will increase your strength by 1, so it's actually a really strong piece of equipment, especially early on. The champion belt will reduce your elemental damage to fire, thunder, and blizzard by 20%. So it's pretty good against like elemental bosses. Specifically, the second Axel fight comes to mind as like a boss that is pretty good against. Hades, you know, it brings up it gives you some defense against Hades and Olympus when you're running away from him. But in general, it's up to you. Neither choice is going to make or break your game. And I choose to win here just because, like, I enjoy the cutscene after I win. And I don't like the idea of throwing because he told you to. So, okay, we're moving on to the 5th day. And this is the day where we finally actually start getting treasure chests. So, immediately we're going to head up to the station again. And we're going to head into a new area called the Sunset Terrace. And here, basically, you have this summer assignment as Roxas, where you need to do all these mysteries. So the first mystery was just these stairs right here, and we're done. Now I'm going to take you on my little loop that I do around here. I like to come down the stairs and immediately go left. I immediately go left, and I jump off the side for the chest on the bottom. There are 4 chests in this area. So this chest right here, I grab real quick to grab a potion, and then I run back upstairs to try to grab the tram before it, I like to grab this ledge, jump up, and then I jump up on the tram. And my next chest is the one that's up on top of that ledge. Once I get that chest, I'm going to start from my direction I'm facing. I'm going to start heading right, which is actually to the north, and I'm going to go all the way north to our first mystery we're going to solve, which is the balls coming out of the wall. I'm going to show you 2 different ways you can handle the balls. There's one very quick way you can handle the balls, which I throw specifically to show you the second way. But the easiest absolute way to handle these balls right here is just you're going to start in the middle and just run forward down the middle, and when the second set of balls comes out, take a quick left, come back to the middle, and then hit the wall before the final ball comes out. So you can actually get the wall right there when I got hit, but what I'm trying to show is that you can also block. So you can also block these balls, and if you block a ball into another ball, not only will it go into the wall, but it'll also destroy any balls that come behind it. And then Pence here is like, oh my god, this explains one of the 7 wonders, and I'm just like, how does it explain one of the 7 wonders, Pence? What? None of that explains one of the 7 wonders, Pence. I hate Pence. I don't hate Pence. I used to hate Pence. Okay. The next wonder, we're going to stay on the north side of this area, and you're going to interact with the sewer, and now all these VVs are going to pop out. Each VV will be destroyed with 1 hit, but they're all just as strong as, like, they have the whole full moveset of VV. So they can be a little bit annoying with their little spinny flying across the room move. Luckily, you know, they're not quite as strong, but they're still, I mean, there's a bunch of them. So, again, I'm no pro, so I get hit a bunch here. And basically my goal is just, like, don't use a potion if I don't have to. And I know I'm down to 1 here, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to play calm, gonna get in there, gonna hit him, we're done. Grab the skateboard, do a couple tricks in the sewer. That's not an option, that's obligatory. Obligatory. And then head out, and we're going to stay on the north side. So you're going to go to your right, and then immediately once you get past this first bush, you have another right to grab your 3rd treasure chest in this area. And now we have the last treasure chest in this area, which is just a potion, and now we're heading to this little waterfall. In the waterfall, you're going to see your reflection, and it's going to come out be a shadow. And now you fight Shadow Roxas, reminiscent of Shadow Sora, which is kind of cool, but, you know, kind of too abrupt to be like a proper, you know, meaningful fight like Shadow Sora. You know, because that Shadow Sora was just kicking you in the face all over Neverland, all over Hook's ship, and then you finally get to beat him up. And then here, he's like, oh, I just saw my reflection. Oh, it's but the 7 wonders. And I'm like, oh, there's a shadow, you stupid Pence. There was, oh my god. So anyways, once you're done with that, head up where we got the 4th chest, and you're going to head up to the actual Sunset Terrace. Or Sunset Hill, my bad, okay, Jesus. I'm bad with names. Up top is our final mystery, and it's a bag. So interact with the bag, and then basically you're going to jump on top of the bag, and you have to stay on top of the bag till its stamina runs out, and it's going to run in a big old circle, and then it's just going to suddenly veer 90 degrees to run towards a trash can, and you just have to hit triangle whenever it gets so close to the trash can. Alternatively, you could just look away from the screen and just continually press triangle, just keep tapping it, tap, 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 and you'll finish this in no time. So after that, you get dropped off on the other side of Sunset Terrace. You got to run all the way back to Sunset Hill, which is crazy. Cutscene plays, the 6th day starts. The 6th day is actually our final day here. So you're going to start off by leaving the usual place, and you're immediately going to be called out by Axel again, and he's going to send some dust after you to fight you. And then after you're done with these dusts, he's going to attempt to fight you, and then he's going to be frozen. And our job, and then we're told to just like run away, right? Go to the old mansion. So these enemies right here, these assassins, are pretty deadly. They have 2 things that could kill you. The first one is this attack right here. They lift their little legs up, and then you have to deflect them or parry them, and then they fly out of the ground, and you're able to actually get some combos off on them. So this is your second chance to farm some XP. So you have a choice here. You can either run straight to the old mansion, or you can kill everything on the way, or you can run around, farm some XP. I kill everything on the way. I don't farm XP or anything here. But if you want to, the usual place is a great place to get some, like, save, come back out, and kind of, like, do a little circle. So I'm just going to show you the pathway to the old mansion, because it can actually be kind of deadly, because you have a couple of the assassins that come out after you. This is the first time we're actually freely able to explore the Tram Commons. The Tram Commons is, like, what I think Twilight Town really revolves around. Like, when people think of Twilight Town, they think of this area. Not only because it was, you know, the only area featured besides the woods and the mansion in Kingdom Hearts 3, but just because, like, it's so representative of just Twilight Town. This is a great time to just, like, talk about Twilight Town in general. I actually forgot that the first time Twilight Town appeared in the games was actually Chain of Memories. Like, legitimately forgot until I was, like, looking up Twilight Town to talk about its lore. I always just, you know, I haven't played Chain of Memories since the Game Boy Advance. I am playing Recom on Steam, but it's not the, you know, it's not the top of my list to get through. I'm trying to get all the achievements though, so that's gonna be super fun. But you know, Twilight Town is just such a fun world. It's actually, like, the largest world in the Kingdom Hearts games. Like, it has the most people that we ever see. You know, even Hollow Bastion is rather barren, full of Heartless and stuff. But Twilight Town is, like, people here aren't worried about Heartless. It's not like they have, you know, like in Hollow Bastion, they have the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee, all this stuff. Like, they're trying to rebuild from the Heartless, which is interesting and makes a lot of sense when you realize that Twilight Town is actually perfectly in between light and darkness. That's why it's Twilight. It's the only world in the Kingdom Hearts series where there's complete balance of light and darkness, which is something I also didn't know until recently. And that's why the sun's always setting. And other worlds that are located in between the realm of darkness and light, like coming from the Wikipedia, you've got the Land of Departure, Castle Oblivion, Traverse Town, the world that never was. I mean, really interesting. So the next set of chests we're able to get, and the final set of missable chests for Roxas, are all inside of the mansion. The first one we're going to get is just head straight into the mansion, and head out back to see this amazing statue in the back. And you're going to grab that first chest. The next one we're going to grab is going to be on the far left-hand side of where we came in, and we're going to go into the dining room. I know there's a chest on the stairs. I know there's the one upstairs. We're going to get to them. Inside the dining room, you're going to have two waves of enemies appear. The first wave of enemies is just going to be an assassin and two little dudes. The assassin, I would focus first, and then the other guys just take out, you know, after that. The little guys can be a little bit dangerous, but they're not anywhere near as dangerous as the assassins. Now we have two assassins. So the thing about assassins here is really just about kiting the assassins and getting them in a position where they're both attacking at the same time. Now, the second attack that I was talking about earlier, the first attack is the little wavy arm thing that could kill you, where they're flailing their legs. The second attack is what you just saw, which is like a suicide attack. They run towards you and they explode. So we just got an Elven bandana there. Great time to put it on. It's got +1 defense. So that +1 defense is going to help you a lot in this area against the Dusks. And right now I'm just looking around this room. This room's so amazing with the crowns, and you've got the unicorn statue. But grab the two chests inside the dining room, head outside, halfway up the staircase you got another potion, turn left, and now we're going to fight one more assassin. Again, assassins can be a little bit dangerous, but, you know, once you kind of get their little leg flicky thing, and once you understand their suicide bombing thing, and as long as you're paying, so right here, that is a sign of a suicide bomb that he's about to do. So just whenever they do that, either combo it or wait for him to run at you and block. Inside this room, I just took a minute to look at all the different pictures in the room. I mean, it's incredible. You got Kairi, you got Roxas, you got Hollow Bastion, you have Traverse Town, you have Destiny Island, you have a scene where Sora's protecting Kairi. I mean, just all the pictures in here are just so much fun. It's like an advanced version of Destiny Island's secret hideaway with all the drawings on the wall. So I just love looking at all these pictures when I come in here. I mean, you have such little things, like right there, that's where you got the Gummi that you needed to get back to Hollow Bastion the second time, that final picture we just saw. Go back outside, make sure you save, kill those first set of enemies, and then you're going to have a couple more Dust show up, kill them, grab this, or you could just run through them and grab the chest, and then you'll see two more assassins pop up. I just run past them. Right here, Roxas draws some profanities on the table, and the whole room's just like, bro, you're not getting me canceled, I'm leaving. So the whole room disappears to get away from Roxas's inappropriate behavior. This is your second to last chest is Roxas, a high potion. I just was angry at Pence still, so I wanted to take some anger out for Pence just being wrong about everything. So here's your boss fight with Axel, your actual boss fight. And you're going to start by fighting off 4 Dusks, and then we're going to go right into the Axel fight. The Axel fight here is a little bit more difficult. He has a couple of new moves that we need to talk about. The first move is he covers the room in fire. You can get rid of... I forgot about these 2 assassins come out. You can get rid of the fire all over the room by getting a combo off on him and using a reaction command called Clear Light, which you're going to see me do. Then he'll also hide himself in fire. So he'll like go and hide himself in the firewall, and then he'll randomly just like jump out at you, and you just have to... There's a reaction command that you use when he jumps out, and that's actually how I kill him in the fight coming up. So for this assassin, I'm just kind of waiting for it to use its leg flicking move, and then I'm attacking into it. If there's another way to kill these assassins, please tell me in the comments, because they drive me crazy. I mean, you don't have any magic here. So here's the suicide move. I end up blocking, and he just dives past me, and I take no damage. Axel comes out, and I love him so much. We all love him. Oh, God. He's so cool. Okay, so at the very beginning of this fight, you'll see I have a lot of trouble. And the reason I had a lot of trouble is I didn't realize, or I forgot, that your square is no longer a block ability. It's now been turned into an attack. So square and X are both basically attacking with both Keyblades. So what ends up happening here is I'm trying to block some of his attacks, and I just keep not blocking. And I finally realize, okay, this is just an aggro fight. So right there, I finally get a combo off on him. I'm able to use Overtaker and then Clear Light that gets rid of the fire on the floor and stuns him for a couple seconds for me to get a combo off. So finishing combos in Kingdom Hearts 2 can actually be kind of a detriment sometimes, because it'll send the enemy flying away from you. So here's where he jumps into the fire, and then he'll occasionally pop back out. That's his most deadly move, in my opinion, right there. That whole combo he just did. So we're going to see him jump back into the fire, and then I'm actually going to be able to use Burst Frontier. So the actual reaction command I should have used the first time. And that takes out a lot of his health bar. And then you get to see this just... God.
That's not true.
Axel would miss you, Roxas! Don't do this to him! Okay, head into the final room. You'll end up near Donald and Goofy. That's your final treasure chest you're going to get before you head into the room with Sora. And now we're finally getting to the Sora part of this, which we have a lot of chests to get at Sora. Right when you get control of Sora, do not head out of the wood or the old mansion. Turn around, and there are 2 chests in the old mansion you're going to get. The first one is to the right of the door leading into the old mansion, which will give you a Mythril Shard. The second one's on the left towards the entrance of like the courtyard. That'll give you a potion. Right after this, just head out of the mansion into the woods. You'll end up at the usual place, and it'll tell you to go to station or central station. Do not go to the central station. Okay? Head to the Sandlot to get this cutscene where Seifer tries to pick a fight with Sora, and we're just kind of like, yo, you're a normal human being. We're like magical super entities jumping between worlds, destroying Maleficent dragons. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you trying to fight us? So I love this cutscene too. That's why I kind of kept a little bit of it in. So, okay, now we're inside of Tram Commons, and I'm going to show you all the chests inside of Tram Common. There are 7 chests in here. So let's get started. I'm going to do a loop that's going to bring us back around to the woods. So there's the woods right there. I'm going to do this big old loop that'll bring us back to the woods with our last chest, because then we're going to head into the woods. Okay, so inside of Tram Commons, you've got a high potion, an AP boost, a tent, a Mythril Shard, a potion, another Mythril Shard, another potion, right? So that's all 7 chests inside of here. Once we're done inside of here, we'll head into the woods. So you can see this chest is the outlier. All the other chests are kind of like in a centralized area. But now from here, just turn around and you're going to head towards the stairs here. And that's going to take us up top, and we're going to be able to get 3 chests up here. And then we'll be able to jump across some roofs to our final chest. So, once you get up top, turn right, and then you can go left or right, doesn't matter. I end up getting the chest on the right first, and then just turn to the left, and there's gonna be a little gap you can jump on a building to get across. And now don't jump down, just head back to where we came from using staying up top. And you'll see that there is a nether chest right beside this light pole. And once we get this chest, we're going to jump on the green roof above the chest. and jump all the way across, and then we're going to use that blue electrical box to get on the blue roof. And then from there, you'll see the woods exit is just right below this chest. We're going to go in there, and inside the woods, we're going to get 3 more chests. So I like to just stick to the right when we enter and just do a big old loop around the woods. Inside the woods, we're going to get a potion, a mithril shard, and a high potion. The woods is such a classic area, and like, even though this area looks nothing like the woods, like the actual terrain doesn't look a lot like the woods in Kingdom Hearts 3, I never felt like it wasn't the same place. You know, like, there are little subtle details that make it feel so similar to Kingdom Hearts. Okay, from here, once you come out of the woods, we're back in Tram Commons. Now we're heading up to Central Station. And, God, this is just such a beautiful, the lighting, the world. Like, looking back at it for PS2, like, it looks like such an empty world compared to what we have nowadays. But it just had so much meaning and character and mystery. You know, just the mystery of it all. Like, why were there 2 of them? Why didn't Hayner, Pince, and Olette why did they have a different picture of Roxas? Like, all these things that weren't answered till much later in the game. Once you get into the Tram Heights, you're just going to keep going up, up, up. And there are no chests inside of here, so you're just going to head all the way up, and you are going to end up at Central Station. And that is where we get another cutscene, and you'll get into a fight with a bunch of Dusks. So, the fastest way to get through this fight is to let the Dusks hit you until you get to critical health, okay? That's the fastest way to get through this fight. But you have to remember to remove potions from Donald and Goofy, and also turn off Cure on Donald. So you need to remove Cure from Donald. So I'm trying to let these Dusks hit me and take me down to low health. And the whole time, Donald and Goofy are just being super helpful. Like, they're killing them left and right. They're healing me. Like, I finally get low health. I'm like, okay, one more hit, and then Donald cures me. Okay, so I'm like, okay, no problem. I can get low again, no problem. And then Goofy's going to use a potion on me, and I'm like, man, I totally forgot to remove all this stuff off these guys for this. But finally I decide, oh my god, I'm right there, Donald or Goofy uses a potion. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm never going to get through this way. I'm just going to kill him, right? And so it's kind of a funny, but if you remember to remove potions from both of them right when you start, and also turn Cure off on Donald, you can get through this much faster by just letting your health go down. Or you can kill them all if you want the XP, it's no big deal, you know, whatever you want to do. After you're done here, a cutscene's going to play where Mickey is just, I mean, what is he other than a badass, you know? And you get by Mickey, you're going to go inside to the Central Station, and we're going to get 3 more chests. Inside the Central Station, we've got a high potion, we've got a mithril shard, and we have a tent. So tents are something I talked about a lot, or camping tents is what they were called in the first game. They're super useful items that I just always forget to use. Like, I never think about using them when I'm inside of a world. Once you're done getting all 3 of these chests, which are just on the outer limit, you're gonna go talk to Donald, say get on the train, and then Roxas is gonna cry inside of Sora, which makes Sora cry, and that's funny. After way more cutscenes, we're gonna end up at the Mysterious Tower. Don't go anywhere near Pete. Grab the 3 chests before you go anywhere near Pete. You're going to get a high potion, a potion, and an ether, okay? Once you get all those chests, run up to Pete. Going to trigger a bunch of cutscenes where Pete's being funny. And then eventually, you get this funny part where Sora, Donald, and Goofy just kind of giggle at him. They're like, oh, we know something you don't. You know, which is that they kick Maleficent's butt.
She's toast.
She's toast, baby! Now we fight some Heartless. This is the first straightforward Heartless fight in the game, which is just super cool that it's all just a bunch of shadows. So it's just this fun, like, oh, finally, shadows again. There's no more reversals. It's just a straight up dumb shadows getting beat with a giant stick fight. Okay, after that fight, Donald's just like, peace out, baby. And then Pete's like, what the? Everybody just left me. That's not fun. So anyways, inside, we got 2 more chests in the tower on the bottom floor. We're getting to our last chest of Twilight Town / the tower intro section. So grab the 2 chests on the bottom floor, which are going to be an ether and a mithril shard, then head up the stairs. The stairs are really fun too, because they're like different colors. You've got the blue stairs, the green stairs, and I think red stairs, but they always look orange to me. I don't know, am I colorblind? Which I think they're supposed to represent different drive forms, or different, like, Donald, Goofy, Sora, which, you know, Donald and Goofy are 2 of the drive forms, so whatever. And then Sora is also one of the drive forms, so whatever. Saying that. Yeah, anyways. run up the tower, kill some more Heartless. In this room, these stars always perplex me. Like, you have all these stars around the room, and they're, like, glowing, you know, which is a really cool set piece. I love how there's stars in the walls, and then there are also, like, star statues on the ground. And I always kind of, like, wondered, like, was there significance to these, like, monuments in this room? You know, like, did they represent Keyblade wielders or other people? Like, did they represent the reason Master Yen Sid gave up being the Keyblade Master? It's like, I really want to know that about Yen Sid. If anybody knows why Yen Sid stopped being a Keyblade Master, I'd love to know. But then when you're done with the fight, these things aren't glowing anymore. And that was another thing that kind of like, okay, what's going on here? You know, the wall looks different. These aren't glowing anymore. I just had a lot of thoughts about it. Like, you know, just... Donald just fried those Heartless. I mean, Donald, people talk, you can talk crap about Donald all you want. And here I'm just kind of looking at the different stairs. You've got the green stairs. And see, I swear those look orange. But if you think they look red, let me know. I think they look orange. But anyways, down there you got the blue stairs. Then we're on the green stairs right here representing Goofy or Valor form maybe. Even though Valor form is red, but it is Goofy's form. So we're going to go into another room. Now instead of stars, there are moons. So it's the same thing except there are moons, but there are also the same little stars higher up. So interesting room again. You know, I really, like, Nomura, the guy who created Kingdom, or well, the like, director of Kingdom Hearts, he doesn't, like, do designs for no reason. Like, there's always reasoning behind, like, everything he does. You know, but anyways, just keep heading up. You'll have some more Heartless appear. These Heartless you can either fight or you can just skip and run through the door. It's up to you. Once we get in through the door, we're going to have a bunch of cutscenes to go through. This is going to be a lot of cutscenes. And this part's funny, too. It's like, Yen Sid says key, and Sora's just like, key? I have a key.
The key?
I have a key. Here's a key. Key. I got a key. And then Yen Sid's like, yo, here's a book that has valuable knowledge. Like, read it. You don't have to read it if you don't want to. You can just skip it. You don't have to read this book. If you want to skip it, just talk to Yen Sid and say, like, actually, I have something else to say. Go through a couple more cutscenes, and now you're going to go get your new uniform. Before you do that, grab the big chest for the map of the area. We only have one more secret chest. It's not secret. But we've already gotten all the missable chests, so that's great. This is another one of my favorite cutscenes. I loved how they incorporated these fairies into this. And basically, you get control of your character, talk to the red fairy, and then they go through the hilarious cutscene of just like, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, dude, it's just funny. It's just like, this is like, just makes this game so fun. All these little things. And then they're offended that Sora's just like, hey, can you stop messing around? And then we get the classic, the iconic, the amazing outfit that we have right here. Okay. Then we finally get free reign of our character, grab the last chest, and then we're going to head back out into the main area. Before we do that, I like to look at all of these mirrors in the room. I like to go around and look at all the mirrors. The mirrors are a lot of fun, because each one of them represents a different drive form. So, like, being overcome by darkness, like Rage form, image of Keyblade, unleashing its ultimate power, maybe final form, possessing all abilities in your mind, maybe final form, obtaining all powers flow into your mind, that's like Sora, the Sora form, I forget what it's called. I'm gonna get there. Trust me, I'm gonna get there. And then, of course, you've got Valor form and Mystic form. So anyways, head out into the Sorcerer's Loft. You're gonna get your first collectible, the puzzle piece, and we're gonna be getting a lot of collectibles as we go through this walkthrough. Once you come out, you're gonna get that baby, the Gummi ship. Hell yeah. And so as we're wrapping up here, there's a really cool cutscene I like to talk about at the very end of this, where Maleficent's bird brings her jacket or her cloak in, and then the fairies look at it, and the red fairy even says, like, oh no, stop remembering. And, like, the cool thing about this, if you don't know, is Maleficent is actually, after we defeated her in Kingdom Hearts 1, she tried to go back in time 10 years to the events of Birth by Sleep, but she messed up, and she actually ended up, like, hundreds or thousands of years in the past whenever Union Cross happened. And basically, as a heart, you can travel through time. That's what Sora did that's what the power of waking is, right? But you don't need the power of waking, obviously, to do it. But, yeah, so anyways, to travel back from back in time to present, she used an arc. And to use the arc, she needed two things. She needed, like, something to hold her in the world, which is the cloak. And then if she wanted to retain her memories, she needed somebody to remember her. And so by taking the cloak and putting it in front of the fairies, they remembered her, and they actually brought her back to our time with all of her memories intact. So it's really interesting. Like, this isn't just Maleficent post Kingdom Hearts 1. This is Maleficent after she went back in time, after she has all of these new experiences. She's very upset still that Keyblade wielders keep beating her. And it's just a really interesting, like, chain of events that led to her coming back here. So that's super fun. Then we get to meet Chip and Dale. Okay, we're done with this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's been 49 minutes. We're going on 50. If you've stuck here the whole time, thank you so much. Please give it a like, subscribe. And I've got more Kingdom Hearts videos coming, and I've got a couple other games coming soon.